guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Paisleehaze, and today y'all are in for a treat. So I want to talk about Friday Exxotica at Exxotica Expo Chicago 2022. Okay, I want to let y'all know how it went. My very first day. From the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep, it was full of events, and I'm just so excited to share it with you guys. So, for starters, I wake up, mind you, Thursday, I'm already there, which, if you haven't watched the video on Thursday, go watch that and see how my Thursday went. But okay, so Friday. I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I think okay, Danica had a shoot to go to, but her shoot got canceled. So she was in bed and I went down to smoke. Obviously, she doesn't smoke. So I went down there. I met up with your girlfriend, Kate, and her dude, Bussin', and just vibed out with them. Like, honestly, they were my smoke buddies for the whole trip. They were so fucking cool. Anytime we was all smoking, it's like, hey, you gonna meet us down here? Hey, come on. So I'm so glad like I had like my little smoke buddy. It just made it like I don't mind smoking by myself, but when you're in a whole nother city by yourself, you're just like, oh my gosh, who am I smoking? So I had them. Then we went for breakfast. Well, I think they had already eaten, but they went and sat with me for breakfast. We went back over to the dispensary because they had bought a like a vape pen, and I wanted one too, of course, THC. And oh my gosh, it was just so good. I wanted the kind they had. It was like tropical something, but I had to settle for berry by the time I went back over because that's all they had. And then that's when I wanted to. Oh, I'm totally skipping a section. So after breakfast, I separated from them because I had to go upstairs and get ready for Slut Wife Confessions, which was so fucking cool. So if you don't know what Slut Wife Confessions is, go look them up on Twitter. And pretty much it was my first paid shoot, so I was super excited about that. And it was like right up my alley. So I went and told the story of how I cheated on my husband when I became a stripper. And then I just led into like two more stories. So it was a total of three stories I had to tell. And it's just all about you cheating on your man. You just tell the stories, whether they're true, false, whatever. You just tell the stories. And that was really fucking cool. Like, I had so much fun doing that. And then after that, that's when I met them up back again for the dispensary. And yeah. So then Marilyn came and met us at the dispensary. Then after the dispensary, they wanted to go somewhere. I forgot where they needed to go. So Marilyn went down to the hotel. What do you call it? The hotel bar and grill. The hotel restaurant. And so had some drinks, we ate, met a couple friends down there. Then afterwards, it's like we were like getting nervous because like, oh my gosh, it's our first Exxxotica. Like we gotta go get ready for that. So sorry y'all. So she goes back to where her room is, I go back to mine, and now I'm getting nervous. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is like exciting and nervous. Are people gonna want pictures from me? Are they gonna what? Like, I'm thinking all this thing. Then we have the fashion show. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to get on stage and look at ass. Like, I was just too nervous. So I want to show you guys. Oh, I forgot to put the headband on. So it was like a lime green headband, but it would kind of throw it off because I think this matches well without it. But okay, so I was doing the whole 80s thing, and I had the gloves, all that kinds of stuff. But one thing we were advertising in the show are these Kixie stockings. Now I have on shorts. Um, but I wanted to show y'all mine. So these are the ones I get, and just look how good they grip. Okay, so I wanted to talk about them for a second. So first off, let me tell y'all where they came from. I'm gonna spell it out because I can't put no links down there. Carries, KARISCLOSETX.com, and these are called Kixies. Thigh high stockings. The one I have on the style is 1344D. They're blue argyle stockings, and the size is D. So when you're doing your sizings, I actually thought I was going to be a C, but in fact I needed a D. Now there were girls that seemed to be big. Like, you can't base a judge off me, and I'm gonna say this because there were girls that I thought would have a bigger size than me, when in fact their thighs were actually smaller than mine. And so I have some big thick thighs, y'all. I mostly wear extra large and everything. But just because you wear extra large tops, some people have smaller thighs. So just be careful with your sizing. But these work perfect for me. It is great for the thick thighed people. It is great if you just want thigh highs and you're a toothpick and you're skinny and you just want some stockings to stick. You know, this it's not really a sticky material, but it's gonna stick to your skin, if that makes sense. They feel comfortable. I'm not itching. They don't roll down. I wore them the whole time, and it's just like they stay on. So they're great. If y'all want to go shopping there, KARIS closetx.com, and then if you use my promo code Paislee, PAISLEE, you get 10% off. So if you need some, go get them. If not, cool, let's move on. So the fashion show was all about advertising these Kixies. So each girl had on her own pair and style of Kixies, which matched well with her outfit, and everybody just had a blast. I was maybe like the 5th or 6th girl to go on stage, and I didn't know what to do, so I walked out. I tried to walk around, go to the front of the crowd, like, hey, you know, and then bend over, do a little bit of light twerking, and then I got in line. I was actually pretty nervous. So right after I finished the fashion show, I'm like, okay, y'all, you know, I gotta go get to my area. Like, I gotta go to the Chatterbait booth. So I went to the Chatterbait booth, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, what the hell? It is nowhere for me to go. It is nowhere for me to fit in. So at Chatterbait, each person has their own, like, booth. In this one big booth, they have this one, like, their station, right? There was no stations for me. Not in the middle, not on the outside, not one fucking station. And so I'll say this, if you're gonna go with Chatterbait, if you're a model with Chatterbait and you're gonna go to Exxotica with Chatterbait, you need to be there an hour before the show opens to claim your spots. So that's one thing that the fashion show kind of set me back with, is the first day, like, I didn't get a good spot. Luckily, I ran into Demora, which if y'all are not go follow her, I think her name is Demora Avarice on Twitter. She has like a huge fucking following, and like her tits, there are R-U something. There are these letters I can't even remember. They're so fucking big. But she told me to come camp with her at her booth. Luckily, her and her dude wanted to go walk around. They didn't really want to just stay at the camping area, and I did. So they left their things right there, so they didn't have to lug all their shit around while they went and walked around. And I stayed there and camped, and they had a pretty decent spot. I got to put a couple of my pictures. I sold a couple pictures that day, took a couple pictures, but not many. And I'm looking around, and I'm just feeling like I don't fit in. Like, I'm like, y'all, I'm like, whoa. I'm just like looking at the crowd. Everybody's in the door. I'm like, I do not fit in, y'all. Like, I don't fit in. And it wasn't even a weight thing, even though I probably was the biggest one. It was like, I don't know, I just didn't fit in. I guess it wasn't my crowd of people I would normally hang around with. So, oh, look, y'all, that matches. It wasn't like my crowd. So I felt uncomfortable, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make this work. So, I'm just doing my thing on cam, kind of like peeping the scene, whatever. Chatterbait does feed you, so if you go with them, that was really good. We had pizza that night. I'm not a fan of deep dish, but if you are, that's what they served at Chicago. And I pretty much stayed there the rest of the time. I think I might have left once and like went to Danica's booth just to check it out for a second, but not too much. And then afterwards, when everything was over, packed up, and then me and Marilyn went out. The party was really cool. The after party was hosted by Violet Myers. Like, she's out there taking pictures with her fans. In the after party, there are like poles and people are dancing, and it was a cool little crowd, I'm not gonna lie. Then I also met Shock that night, which was pretty cool. Um, I'd heard about him, but I never met him, so it's cool to see him in person. And we clicked because, he's a Gemini, I'm a Sag, and I love me some Geminis. Like, I don't know, anytime I meet a Gemini, it's an instant connection. Instant. Like, I love Geminis. But that's besides the point. Um, and yeah, so after the party was over and everything got situated, I went up to my room and I ate a sandwich. I text my boyfriend, and I just, oh, because I bought sandwich stuff, but y'all should know if y'all watch the video on Thursday. I just laid there and watched cartoons and dozed off. Just like soaking it all in. So, yeah, that is how my Friday went at Exxxotica Chicago. Pretty eventful and just kind of peeping in. I really wanted to take Friday too to kind of learn everything. Like, okay, this is how they do this. This is who's who. All this shit going on. Um, and yeah,